50 Cent has confirmed that Jay-Z is the first person Diddy plans to go after once he's released. Reports claim that Jay-Z set Diddy up to take the blame and is now trying to distance himself from the whole situation. Jay-Z attended many of Diddy's parties and was even mentioned in several lawsuits with him. However, he never appeared in court, and somehow the victims dropped their cases. Could Jay-Z really be the mastermind behind Diddy's downfall?
That the same concept with the Super Bowl. See, they don't understand the relationship. They was trying to get him to do the Super Bowl without me.
Wasn't happening.
And that's not it. It wouldn't happen.
No way.
You see what I'm saying? Because he would look and go, it's okay for them, the award shows, not to give me the trophies. If you look at even Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing. Right. They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them.
50 Cent has had issues with Jay-Z and Diddy since the 1990s, ever since he dissed Jay-Z in his song How to Rob, calling him a poser. 50 believed Jay-Z talked tough but didn't back it up. According to 50, Jay-Z's real power came from blackballing other artists and using his connections to hurt their careers. Jay-Z even told his crew to drop their albums at the same time as 50's to cut into his sales. 50 claims that Diddy and Jay-Z didn't become billionaires just from making average music. They did it by holding other artists back.
And, I remember one time walking in the studio, Bleak Beans, everybody was in there, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now, just flood it, put out a lot of music, because 50 Cent is coming. And, 4 months later, in the club hit, and it was over. And it was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tidal wave out.
There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records sold 5 million. And let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there. Because America can be purchased. You can buy it with marketing dollars. You see what I'm saying? But the rest of the world, there's not enough marketing dollars to go around.
That's why I made a statement about Taylor Swift.
I wish you would come take one of my awards so I could black his eye in front of everybody.
And Jay disagrees.
I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
Does that bother you? Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's just his choice.
Why would you have to make that clear when no one's ever asked me if I'm afraid of Jay-Z?
The public is responding to his punk presentation. It's not 50 Cent. I don't have a problem with him. Kanye would not take a trophy from me. Neither Jay-Z.
Right.
Neither one of them.
What would you have?
No, we'd have had altercation right there.
50 Cent quickly saw what Jay-Z and Diddy were doing. He noticed how they tried to bring Nas down and overshadow his album. The same men who claimed to be role models for black artists and said they wanted to uplift the community were actually making sure no one else could rise. 50 never believed Jay-Z and Diddy's story for a second. He knew something wasn't right with the way they handled their rivalries. According to him, Jay-Z and Diddy targeted anyone who tried to move up in the industry. If you weren't part of their circle, you wouldn't last long in the game. Lord Jamar even said something similar about a so-called gay mafia in hip-hop, claiming that record labels work together, and that if the powerful elites didn't like you, they'd make sure your career never went anywhere.
You couldn't be bigger than Jay-Z. You couldn't sell more records than Jay-Z. But all you had to do was listen to Benny Siegel, and Benny Siegel was, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, he said that. That was the first of me actually hearing that. Like, oh, shit. Like, I used to have questions like, why every time my album dropped, Jay would drop right on top. He wouldn't let me breathe or right before me. Like, I was always close, and I always thought, like, damn, if a kid, back then it was physical copies. So if you had $20, $20 that you saved up and you was going to buy an album, and it's under the same house, Rockefeller, between Jay and being seen. You won't 9 times out of 10 you won't buy the Jay-Z album. I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on time. It was like, damn, like to have in-house competition at that magnitude is crazy. Jay already the boss, but I always thought that like let me breathe. But to maliciously plot to hold me back. I don't know, man. I don't believe that. I don't want to believe that. I mean, but like I said, Dame would know better than me.
Jay-Z has been a hater from the start. Instead of helping black artists get more opportunities, he tried to take away the ones they already had. Jay even tried to stop 50 Cent from performing at the Super Bowl. If it hadn't been for Eminem, 50 wouldn't have been able to perform at all. Eminem reportedly called the NFL executives and told them he wouldn't do the show unless 50 was included.
The big homie Jay-Z, right? I said to my nephew, I said, yo, listen, I have to ask him this straight up. So I said, yo, why? Who is the people that's on in the NFL? And he said to me, and I'm sorry for anybody who don't understand. And he said, the white guy called for 50 Cent. So I said, who's the white guy? I'm big in this Jimmy Iovine. And he said, no, Eminem called directly for 50. And he said,
that's his guy.
He said, I can't do it if I can't break 50 up.
But that's his guy.
That's beautiful.
And guess who's Dre's guy?
Your guy.
Me.
Let's make some noise.
I mean, Jay-Z's on a whole nother level. Like, I mean, you know, true. He's like, but you know what I like about 50? 50's on a whole nother level, but he's still approachable. You still get to meet the people and and you know, Jay got to remember the people that made him. You know, I'm not saying I don't got respect. I respect Jay-Z, 50, used to respect, you know, Diddy, but all that crazy going on. But, you know, I always respected him because I looked at, for New York, those were like the guys. You know what I'm saying? The guys with the most money and the most influence. So with Jay is like, when the last time you haven't seen Jay, so I think people are just gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I mean, Jay, you know, you gotta remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy. I'm like,
wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl?
You didn't know that? Yeah, he didn't want.
I remember Eminem pushed for it.
That was some haters. Yeah,
I remember Eminem was like, I'm not gonna do it unless 50 does it. I heard that.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that Jay was trying to stop it.
I don't think Jay. I don't know. 50 never told me that, but I don't think Jay wanted him there. I don't know.
Because of what? Some of the.
I mean, you know, it's competition. You got to think. 50 always been competition for Jay. Remember, I'm about $1. What the 50 Cent?
That was a long time ago.
That was what 9. What was that? 9.
But after that, they did a song together. Remember the whole.
Of course, but 50 was always competition for niggas. Then remember Jay said, yo, 50's coming. He told Siegel and them, and Memphis Bleak and all them.
Yeah.
And come on, 50's like, he's on a whole nother level. You got to remember, he came after this. He came after Jay and Rockefeller. G-Unit came, and people might shit on G-Unit, but with Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, nobody has outsold us, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody has had the effect that we had.
Jay-Z and Diddy are cut from the same cloth and have been working together since the 1990s. But Jay still refused to help Diddy when things went bad. According to some reports, Jay might even have been the one who set the whole situation up. Remember, CNN reportedly held onto the tape of Diddy assaulting Cassie for 8 years before releasing it. So who told them to stay silent all that time? And why is everything coming out only now? The timing seems too perfect to be a coincidence.
Who was kind of like, we're done with this guy. You're not back. You're threatened to say this. Release the footage, right? So they released the footage. He comes out, issues an apology. While his lawyers accused the government of leaking the tape, it was later admitted as evidence in his trial. Again, January deal, March, is raiding his house, Miami in LA. May, here's a video being dropped from CNN, even though they've been sitting on it for 8 years. September 2024, book is released, Kim's Lost Words, which, by the way, there's a lot of speculation with this thing here, so whatever I'm reading is not necessarily 100%. It is there, it is not there. The alias they use on who wrote the book is Shanti Millwood, which is an alias for Tupac, which is kind of weird. Why would you use that? This book appeared on Amazon, allegedly written by Kim Porter, accused Diddy of misconduct with minors. Porter's children denounced it as fake. Investigators revealed the real author was Chris Todd, who claimed he compiled the book from a mysterious flash drive.
At this point, it's clear that there's more going on behind the scenes than anyone wants to admit. The connections, the timing, and the silence all raise too many questions. Was this all part of a bigger plan, or just bad luck catching up? One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. Stay tuned because the truth always finds a way out. Don't forget to like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments below.